This presentation will be an overview of the Illinois ABP SREC program onboarding process. In this presentation, we will cover the SREC program onboarding summary, the benefits of what's in it for the customer, the ABP 9-step program, the program setup and requirements, getting started on creating the project design, and creating the disclosure form or the Illinois ABP application. The project owner required documentation such as the Enertech program contract, the site control documentation, and the Schedule A PGM generator owner's consent, as well as the memorandum review, the Enertech PV portal, and we'll cover some additional information and provide some resources and links. We'll start with the SREC program onboarding summary. So what is the SREC program? The Illinois Adjustable Block Program supports the development of new photovoltaic distributed generation systems and new photovoltaic community renewable generation projects in Illinois through the purchase of renewable energy credits. The program is run by the Illinois Power Agency through its program administrator, Incline. The program offers a set price for purchase of renewable energy credits known as RECs. This is via a 15-year contract term for qualifying projects. So what benefits are in it for the customer? The tax credit incentive that is provided is eligible for the tax year in which the system is installed. There's also a reduction in monthly utility costs provided, and this can vary per project. It offers clean energy for the environment and also reimbursement through the purchase of your system's renewable energy credits from the interconnecting utility. For an estimate of the expected REC value based on the system design, you will want to refer to the ABP disclosure form once it is created. The Adjustable Block Program consists of 9 steps. These 9 steps are divided into 2 phases or parts. In Part 1, the required information will be all of the project details, such as the location and type, whether it be a residential or commercial project, and the indication of existing project or whether it is an expansion of a previous project. It also consists of the property owner and installer information, the system design details such as the modules, the cost, the mount type, the inverter manufacturer, etc. The interconnection details, the online date and the interconnection date for the system, and the document uploads required in this phase are going to be the plot diagram or site map and the site control document, as well as any prevailing wage required information. They will also ask some questions regarding the prevailing wage requirements in the Part 1 phase. The Part 2 information needed will be a confirmation of details and performance, such as the modules installed, the inverter, and the year-to-date performance production of the system. They will also ask for the interconnection and installation details, the equipment details and project cost, the system details and performance, including the modules, the mount, and whether or not there were any changes that occurred between Part 1 and Part 2, and all of the required documents needed. Once the Part 2 is submitted for verification, the project will be added to the invoice for that quarter so that the payout can be distributed to the customer. To get started in the program, first register with the Illinois Adjustable Block Program. Register as an Enertech designee through the Illinois Adjustable Block Program dashboard, as well as create an account on the Enertech PV portal upon launch of the portal. You will also need to create an ABP disclosure form based on the project design specifications. Again, there is a PDF guide provided for that, as well as a video to refer to if you need assistance in getting the disclosure form created. You will also need to enter in the project details into the Enertech PV portal, and then the customer will receive the required paperwork to sign, as well as the invoice to get the project batched. You will also need to apply for a certificate of completion once the project is installed through the interconnecting utility company. Once you receive the certificate of completion from the interconnecting utility, you will want to send that to Enertech so that we can get the details entered into the system. At that point in time, we can complete the Part 2 by submitting all the necessary images and items needed. Those are going to be images such as the full array and images of the inverter label that also contains the serial number on that inverter label. There's also set invoice quarters that are planned through the Illinois Commerce Commission, and this can cause the time frame for the payout to vary per the utility, whether it be Ameren or ComEd that will be paying out for the project at that time. And the final phase of the project before being able to receive payment is to record a property memorandum with the county recorder, and we will look at that into further detail here in just a moment. So to get started, you will want to create the project design. This will include a site map or plot diagram, as well as a shade study for the project. The shade study should list the overall panel count, as well as the azimuth and pitch for the project. Typically, in most cases, the shade report will also contain coordinates for the project in the event that the adjustable block program will need these coordinates to locate the project on Google Earth. So you will then want to create the adjustable block program disclosure form, or the Illinois ABP application. The information needed to create this disclosure form will be the contact seller and installer information, including their address and full contact, the system purchase price, any fees associated with the project, the system installation timing, the system design specifications, the system operations, maintenance, warranties, and guarantees, and the first-year annual electricity production estimate, which can be obtained via pvwatts.com. Keep in mind that this information is an estimate only, as projects can change upon install. So the application itself, once it is created, will give you a further insight into what the customer could potentially receive for their project. The project owner required documentation consists of the Illinois Shines Disclosure Form, e-signature request, the Enertech program contract, the site control documentation, and the Schedule A PGM generator owner's consent form. These documents will be required in order to be able to batch the project once we have the Part 1 information completed. Let's take a look at the Enertech program contract. The Enertech program contract consists of 22 pages and fully covers the program requirements, guidelines, fees, mandates, etc. It is important that the customer fully reads through these guidelines, as it is imperative that they do not go into default with the program, ensuring that they are able to maintain the project through the full 15-year term of the contract. The site control documentation is evidence that the PV solar installer has the right to install the project on the indicated site with the property owner. Also, that the property owner is the rightful owner of the property that the array will be placed. For renewable energy credit-based projects, completion of the site control documentation will fulfill this requirement if signed by the applicant and property owner, indicating site ownership and agreement. A copy of the signed document must be used when submitting projects to the Illinois Adjustable Block Program. The Schedule A, or PJM, Generator Owner's Consent Form grants permission for the project's production to be monitored and recorded by the third-party partner, also known as PJM or GATS. This helps us to ensure that the project is on track with production throughout the 15-year contract term. So let's review the property memorandum. The Memorandum of Illinois ABP contract serves as an automatic notice of a real transfer of ownership to protect you or your heirs from inadvertently selling the property without transferring the remaining solar production requirements to the new owner. This recorded memorandum does not prevent the sale of the property. The required information needed to draft the memorandum document is the ownership title of the property, which should match the customer contact on the ABP disclosure form, the parcel ID number of the project installation address, also known as the property PIN, and the full legal description of the project. Below you will see the memorandum process steps, notary requirement, and where to record the document. The property owner will need to send the required information to joni.sanders@enertechusa.com. Enertech will then prepare the memorandum of Illinois ABP contract and mail the draft via USPS to the property owner. This will be a notarized document. This will then need to be notarized by all parties on the title and recorded with the county clerk in the county in which the array was installed. Now let's look at the Enertech PV portal. So Enertech is implementing a new project portal to aid in organization, communication, and timeliness of project submissions. What is the purpose of the Enertech PV portal? The portal provides both installers and owners with visual project status information throughout the project. It gathers required information and documentation from installers and owners. To access the portal, you will need to visit the address listed on the screen, and installers will need to create an account using the Create Account option. Once the project criteria are met, Enertech will then create access for the property owners. The program documentation and invoice must be paid prior to the program submission. Once the project is installed, Enertech will need the following: certificate of completion from the utility company, the image of the modules or the full array, the image of the inverter nameplate containing the serial number, the access credentials for the production dashboard, whether it be SolarEdge or Fronius or AP Systems, or any other system chosen to monitor the project, and the installer invoice and contract date. We will also need the property information for the memorandum to get that document prepared, and any confirmation of project changes that occurred from Part 1 to the Part 2 completion. So on the screen, you will see some resources and links to help guide you to some further information. This includes information and guidelines regarding prevailing wage, as well as block pricing, program timelines, the Enertech portal, DG certification, registering as an Enertech designee, and even applying for a DG number should the installer meet the 5 project requirement needed to apply. A guide has also been created for assistance with the ABP disclosure form. Thank you for your time today and your interest in the SREC program. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our SREC team at enertechsrec@enertechusa.com.